So hello and welcome to the Working Class Driver. Today, an introduction to my Ford Fiesta ST from 2015. I had this car for now more than 5 years and it has been a blast. So I'm going to give you a quick walk around my little Fiesta and show you what I've done with the car. One of the first mods I did was exhaust. It's a Miltech Race non-resonated exhaust. I think it's the best exhaust on the market for the Fiesta ST. Why? Well, it's loud enough when you floor it on the B roads, and it's just quite enough if you're just going to the highway. I think it's a very good balanced exhaust for daily driving. So, nothing else to the rear except for this little Bluetooth sticker, like you can see. I've been at Bluetooth in 2023, it was a real blast. I will be there next year also, so maybe I can see it there. But back to the car. These are the tires, and the Goodyear Eagle F1 Asymmetric 6 tires. I have all 4 of them on the car, and in my humble opinion, it's the best tire for the Fiesta ST, or one of the best tires. I had the Michelin PS4, the Michelin PS5, therefore, and they're not as good as this tire. Believe me, don't believe the hype about the PS4, PS5, it's not worth the money. These tires are cheaper and better. So, what more you can have? Let's talk about the brake setup. I have Ford disc and I have Mintex M1144 brake pads. What I've heard is the best setup for the Fiesta ST, and I also have an auto brake fluid. I have Moto 660. So it's basically the best you can have for daily driving. The only thing it's missing are braided lines, but these are not legal in Belgium, but I think I'm going to do it anyway in a couple of weeks or months. So let's check out the engine, shall we? So it's a 1.6 stock. It delivers 185 horsepower, but this engine has a stage 1 map from Revo. I've had this installed 4 years ago. Back then it delivers 225 horsepower on the dyno, but afterwards I added this ITG intake, the AirTag stage 2 intercooler, and like so in the video, the Miltech Race exhaust, and that adds a little few horsepower more. I've seen cars with the exactly same setup as these going for around 230, 240 horsepower to dyno. So yeah, I think it's goes out that performance. But yeah, it's the past 4-5 years it runs perfectly. I have no problems whatsoever. The stage 1 map from Revo still performs to this day. And yeah, what more can I say? It's been perfect. The only thing that has been broken on this engine is this little fella, and this brings on with every Fiesta ST I know. So, but that's really it. It's a really strong engine. I have already seen stage 3 Fiesta STs goes around 320 horsepower. So yeah, it's a really strong engine. This one has around 155,000 kilometers. So yeah, it's proven its reliability on the track and off the track. But let's show you. I'm going to take you for a drive. Let's go. So let's talk about the interior first. It has around 155,623 kilometers, like you can see, and the interior still holds on perfectly. Don't get me wrong, the plastics are fucking cheap, but it still holds together. Look at this, nothing has faded away, everything works perfectly. I have no rattles whatsoever, everything works perfectly. The only thing I did with this car is the braided floor mount, which actually is the best on the market, by the way, and this carbon gear leader. It's a OEM Ford, not the cheap one from AliExpress. And that's it. Oh yeah, the only that's broken are the back speakers, and that's it. The rest works perfectly after almost 10 years. So I think that's pretty good for a car that was on sale back then for around 20,000 euros. So yeah, what do you expect? By the way, this is brilliant from Ford. It heats immediately, not very slowly and not so hot like other cars I had. So yeah, this is really good. And I have a little bit damage on the seats, but yeah, that's fucking normal. Going in and out the car for a car from 10 years old. So yeah, but let's go for the most important thing from this car, and that's the drive. On sport mode, of course. Then I can show you what this car can. Oh, the exhaust is. I've had an auto exhaust, the Miltech straight pipe, and that was, in my opinion, way too loud. It's fun if you're thrashing around the B roads, but if it's just used for daily at the highway, it's becoming really annoying really fast. So I think this exhaust fits perfectly for a daily car. It's just quite enough so you can hear the music good enough that you can have full calls. But yeah, if you want to trash it, then it's just about loud enough to enjoy it. I can show you here on the industry on a Sunday, just so I don't bother anyone. Yeah, like you can see, it's pretty fast enough. The roundabout. Let's see if you want to swing the booty. Watch out. What the fuck am I doing? So let's talk about the pros and cons after 5 years of ownership of this Ford Fiesta ST. The pros, obviously, just how this thing drives. It's just been perfectly. It's thrashing around the B roads. You can brake the rear end pretty easily. So it's a really lively hot hatch. Pretty fast enough. Definitely in Belgium where there's everything in camera. So yeah, that's one of the pros. Another pro, it's not an expensive car, not for if you're buying it, not for taxes or insurance, nothing. Consumption has been, in my opinion, pretty good for this kind of car. It's been around 8.4 liters now. I think that's not little, but that's not much also with my driving style, I must say. So yeah, it's pretty cheap to run and a really reliable car also. We all know there are more hot hatches on the market, but they are way less reliable than this. I talk about a Mini Cooper S. That's been shit. The Peugeot 208 GTI with shitty engines. Same with the Opel Corsa OPC or Vauxhall, like you say in the UK. That all has something that's, yeah, it's fragile about the car, but this one doesn't have anything. Some pretty good B-road here. So it's I can conclude it, it's basically a lot of driving pleasure, honest driving pleasure, a lot of performance for crazy little amount of money. I think this is the most driving pleasure you can get for this budget. I'm honestly 100% sure of that. Watch out for the doggy. Negatives, heavy negatives. Not really, to be honest. Yeah, the interior is cheap, like I said. Cheap as plastic, but it don't bother me so much. And what else? Nothing. Really nothing. I enjoyed the car really hard. The only downside in my life at this point, it doesn't have enough room for little kids, but yeah, that's really it. And you know that if you buy one like this 3-door hot hatch, you don't buy that for the space, do you? So after 5 years ownership and 4 years having the stage 1 Revo map, I only can people assure it, it's definitely worth the money. The Fiesta ST is worth the money. You can't go wrong with a good example. So just buy it and have lots of fun with it. Go to the B roads, go to the Nürburgring like I did with this car, and yeah, just have fun with it, you know. And I'm going with this car to Nürburgring very soon, so there's coming a video of that on the channel, so subscribe if you want to see more action of this little Ford Fiesta ST. So thank you for watching and see you next time on Talking Class Drive.